So if your mom has already said she's going to take your kids if something happens to you, do you need to do anything to make it legal? Hint, yes, you do. You should. And we're going to get into those details in just a second. But I'd like you to think about a friend who's going through a what-if scenario that creeps into their lives. But they were better prepared because you shared our video. We would appreciate it, as will your friend. I'm Valerie Zammitti, an estate planning attorney in New York and New Jersey, and we're here to educate everyone for free. So please drop your questions for us, and hopefully together we're going to help some folks along the way. Now, the place to designate whom you choose as the guardian for your minor children is your last will and testament. We always suggest that you try to think of at least one, preferably two, backups in case that initial person's not around. When considering maybe a married couple, we do typically think that it's best to name your blood relative because you don't know what may happen in the future for that relationship. Now, I want you to be aware that your designating particular parties under your last will and testament is really only suggestive to the court. Now, that sounds crazy because these are your kids. You should be able to say who gets to take care of them if something happens to you. So why does a court get involved? Simply the protection of your kids. Let's say that you did name your mom as the first agent to be the guardian for your children when they were 3 and 5 years old. But 10 years later, they're still minors. Your mom is 75 and she's unable to care for them in the right way. Your teenage kids. So this is where the court steps in. They do consider, of course, who you've designated, who you trust to be their guide in life if you're not there. But only if they're able to serve in that capacity and they're willing to do so. This, in fact, is probably one circumstance where I do think the court involvement is quite helpful. You just don't know what circumstances will be at that time and whether the parties that you designated will still be suited to care for young people. And your wishes are known if you write them down in that will. That is super important as well. So get it done. We hope you've learned something new here today and that you choose to share. And by the way, if you are a young family with minor children, you may want to consider 𝘵𝘊𝘪.com. It's essentially a DIY plan. It's a done-for-you plan at a DIY price. Something I created a year ago. Please take care, consider this information, and drop your questions for us. See ya.